Hey, this is the year of the dragon, but can it be the year of the Snapdragon? Today we are reviewing these two Microsoft Surface Copilot Plus devices with brand new Qualcomm Snapdragon processors inside. The question is, do we now have a Mexican standoff in this processor game that has always been a duel? Or is it still too early to start giving Qualcomm your hard-earned money? Full disclaimer, we were sent these devices by SNS, Glue and IT World for this review. However, we do reserve our right to an unbiased opinion. Trust me lah, I'm not China Penipu. But if you feel like picking up any of these devices, feel free to use the links in the description. You know why? Because it's got discount. Okay, so AMD is Team Red and Intel is Team Blue. So what is Qualcomm? Team Blue? I'm blue, da ba dee da ba da. What we have here is the Surface Laptop 7 and Surface Pro 11 from Microsoft. The Surface Laptop 7 comes in 13.8 inches and 15 inches, which is what we have here, a price at 7,899 ringgit. While this Surface Pro 11 is smaller at 13 inches and it's gonna cost you 6,499 ringgit. You can top up 759 ringgit if you want just the keyboard or 1,229 ringgit if you want the slim pen as well. Both add-on options also come with a free mouse of a random color. Our Surface Laptop review unit packs a 12-core Snapdragon X Elite processor, 16GB of DDR5 memory, and a single 512GB PCIe Gen 4 M.2 SSD that is removable if you want an upgrade. Or you could just grab this laptop in any of these spec combos. That 13.8-inch version looks very appealing because it has the same exact specs as the 15-inch for 500 ringgit less. But if you're afraid of commitments and are an indecisive Gen Z, then maybe you want to grab this Surface Pro 11, which is a laptop cum tablet and has the less powerful Snapdragon X Plus processor with 10 cores. Oh yeah, the SSD here is also removable. There's also an OLED version that packs the same Snapdragon X Elite processor as our Surface Laptop review unit, but they do cost a little bit more. These Snapdragon processors with hexagon NPUs make them one of the few chips that are Microsoft Copilot Plus capable with its AI processing power of 45 TOPS. And while everybody likes to talk about AI, it is very application dependent, and I'm going to share a little bit more about it later. So these devices come in a bunch of colors. We have the Surface Laptop in black, like my soul, and the Surface Pro in Bangsawan Platinum. But depending on the specs, there's also Timothée Chalamet Dune and Pokemon Sapphire. Microsoft has gone with a fairly sleek and simple design with an anodized aluminum chassis with a reflective Windows logo that looks almost like the fruit brand. No wonder so luxe. The overall satin and smooth finish is so demure that it resists fingerprints from my clammy hands and make these look effortlessly classy and modern. Size-wise, both of these are pretty thin, like my patience for the new intern, with the Surface Laptop weighing 1.6 kilograms, which is on the higher side for 15-inch productivity laptops, shorter and wider too, like me. Having said that, it carries more like a 14-inch laptop, very compact. The Surface Pro, both the IPS and OLED models, on the other hand, weighs almost half that at 895 grams, which is very impressive because it's essentially an equally functioning laptop with half the heft. The lightweight, rounded edges and corners also make for a more comfortably demure handling. So you're not doing an arm workout because demure people don't have muscles from hell when it's in tablet mode. And even with the keyboard and slim pen, it's only 1.2 kilograms. What you need to know about these devices is that the build quality is very solid. Like your head, your mother said, because you keras kepala. I'm talking about smooth like butter. Hinges on the laptop as well as the kickstand on the Surface Pro, so you get minimal screen wobbling with these. Both these devices come with what Microsoft call Pixel Sense Flow touchscreens, which are basically 120Hz IPS panels in a 3:2 aspect ratio, like a photograph from your younger days. They both also have a peak brightness of 600 nits for SDR and HDR content, which is pretty good for most outdoor conditions unless you got the sun breathing down your neck. These 10-point multi-touch displays feel super responsive for touch and stylus use, so I can see people painting with these for sure. Interesting enough, the Surface Pro, despite the smaller size, has a higher resolution screen, but both of these are pretty competent in terms of color accuracy with similar color gamut coverages. The glossy Corning Gorilla Glass 5, which enhances durability, also improves the perceivable contrast, which is usually a drawback with IPS panels compared to OLED. Overall, images seem vibrant, contrasty, and impactful for both watching videos as well as a little bit of gaming when you want to steal some bones. Curi tulang. For audio, the Surface laptop has omnisonic speakers. They are kind of unique because there are no conventional speaker grills and the sound seems to come from a pair of speakers underneath the keyboard on both ends, and they are interesting. Very clear mids and crispy treble but lacking in bass and oddly enough, stereo imaging. Kinda like a nice sounding Bluetooth speaker with less bass. The Surface Pro 11 has a pair of 2-watt stereo speakers which I personally like better. Not only are they louder, the mids also sound a little bit warmer and you get a tiny bit more kick in the bass, not to mention the marginally better stereo imaging. It just makes for a more immersive listening experience, you know. I would say that these perform almost as good as the Fruit Brand Pro, which is actually very impressive. The 1080p webcam on the Surface Laptop 7 is pretty good, but not comparable to the Surface Pro 11's top-notch 1440p front camera. It also has a 10.5 megapixel camera at the back that produces very sharp and color-accurate images, which is frankly an added feature that you're paying for. And of course, with Windows, both devices give you access to studio effects features to make yourself more presentable and IR functionality for Windows Hello, so your laptop won't get turned on for anyone else. This is how the webcam on the Surface Laptop 7 and Pro 11 look and sound like. No, I can't breathe easy. I can't sleep at night without you by my side. And I can't breathe easy. I can't dream yet another dream without you lying next to me. There's no air. Both these keyboards have a white backlight. The Surface Pro keyboard is also detachable and comes with a slim pen holder. We get mechanical key switches with the same layout featuring a full row of function, media, brightness control, and of course, Copilot keys. I do wish that the up-down arrow keys are bigger and I'm missing the numpad because these are work laptops, but the typing experience is actually quite excellent and they do come with large and smooth touchpads that also track well. Oh yeah, the slim pen on the other hand has a rechargeable lithium-ion battery with up to 15 hours of typical usage and it works pretty well. I don't really have any complaints. Lobangs-wise, both these devices give us two USB-C ports with display and power delivery. The Surface Laptop also gives us a USB 3.1 Type A port, one 3.5mm audio combo jack, as well as a micro SD card reader, which helps with productivity. The Surface Pro additionally has a port for the keyboard, and some models may come with a nano SIM reader for cellular connectivity. For once, I'm actually happy about the quantity of holes. However, tiny rant here, why are we still keeping this proprietary charging cable? Even the super stubborn Fruit brand also give us Type-C charging already. Just give us another USB-C port lah. Why? Because Type-C? Best. Of course, we also have the latest Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4 for wireless connectivity. But let's just see how they actually perform. We're gonna kick things off with some productivity benchmarks. Looking at Cinebench scores, these Snapdragon processors performed slightly worse in R23 but better in 2024, which shows us that while the hardware is solid, we might get some optimization issues with older software. Also, they performed better in Photoshop compared to competitors' processors, yet a little weaker in Premiere Pro. And we couldn't get DaVinci Resolve to work at the time of testing, but Blackmagic has since released an update that supports these new Qualcomm chips, but I had already sent back the review units, so I couldn't give you the numbers. 3D work is again a mixed bag. Again, we couldn't get Blender to work, but the Snapdragon processors performed pretty well in V-Ray GPU, yet slightly worse in CPU. Now let's take a look at artificial intelligence. So access to Copilot lets you do several fun things with some Windows applications. It can help you summarize or rewrite notes, add English captions to any video or foreign ones in 44 languages, and generate an image from a text prompt or well, drawings. The Hexagon NPU is designed to run AI applications faster and more efficiently, freeing up your CPU and GPU to handle what they're supposed to do. Finally, let's talk about gaming. Let me start this off by saying I really do not recommend these devices for gaming, but these 3D Mark scores are actually not half bad, so naturally we had to test a few games. Something to note is that both the Snapdragon X Elite and X Plus have the same Adreno X185 integrated graphics, so we're not going to see much difference in terms of gaming performance. They are basically stronger than original Team Blue and weaker than Team Red. Honestly, the hardware is more than capable. While I do understand that compatibility issues are a growing pain with these ARM chips, I think that is a missed opportunity for them to not get compatibility for games like Valorant or LOL ready at launch, seeing that those are probably the type of games that you'd normally play on devices like these. Finally, for all you super fussy and not demure listeners out there, let's talk about battery, thermals and acoustics. In the Surface Laptop 7, we get a 66 watt-hour battery that's gonna get you about close to the advertised 22 hours of use for local video playback and up to 15 hours of active web usage. It comes with a 65 watt power adapter. The Surface Pro 11 comes with a smaller 48 watt-hour battery that lasts about 14 hours for local video playback and 10 hours of web usage. This one comes with a 39 watt power adapter. While these power adapters are very cutesy, very demure, the laptop one even comes with an additional USB port. Very thoughtful. In terms of thermals, I'm happy to report that these devices with them power-efficient Snapdragon processors run pretty cool for the most part, even while gaming. The one exception would be when they were heavily loaded with our AIDA64 stress test, where the Surface Laptop hit a pretty toasty 49 Celsius for one spot at the top. That's very impressive considering how quiet these Surface devices are. They are actually quieter than a mouse. To recap, here are the pros, mis, and cons of the Microsoft Surface Laptop 7 and Pro 11. Hey, 7-Eleven, bazinga! I give the Microsoft Surface Laptop 7 a hashtag cheap buy, looking so serious for business, 8 out of 10. While the Microsoft Surface Pro 11 gets a hashtag cheap buy, so pro will impress your mother also. 8 out of 10. In a kacang shell, I think that Microsoft did a pretty stellar job with integrating these new Qualcomm Snapdragon processors into their Surface lineup. Performance-wise, these are actually very solid for productivity tasks. I wouldn't really recommend them for gaming but you are still gonna try anyways because you know what? You're a rebel, You're a rebel bangsawan who insists not to use Fruit brand devices. These are the ultimate flexing devices for you, I tell you seriously. People be like, oh, is that a Fruit brand laptop? No, it's a Microsoft Surface. See, sounds so much better. But jokes aside, I really do recommend these devices. My personal favorite would be the Microsoft Pro 11 because you can get it with the Snapdragon Elite X processor in this smaller package. Some more with those better speakers, gautim already. And you know what? Pay a little bit more, get the OLED. You know why not? OLED's better. That's everything I have to say about these new Microsoft Surface devices with Qualcomm Snapdragon processors. If you thought this video was helpful, don't forget to like and share. Leave a comment down below because I know you have a lot of questions about these devices and I'll try my best to reply to you, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell harder than you hit the gym. I know. Don't lie. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, TikTok and Instagram to see more shenanigans from the Mob House crew. Again, Lim Pes name is Bangsawan Shane. And I will see you